Gwen, it's the end of December 2021. We are in Boulder. Let's rewind a year ago. We were in Portland. This video is going to be what's this video going to be about?
Year-end review.
So we're going to talk about your races. We're going to talk about life. We're going to just kind of hash it all out and see what comes of it. See if people enjoy hearing about it.
We don't have any calendar to look back on. You know my memory, so this may be a little
so you're gonna lean into me on that. So
yes.
I think really look, we could start. I think we should basically just go through your races and kind of reflect on the year and talk about that. So I think your first race up, you did a 3K down in Phoenix. We were doing a training camp up in Flagstaff.
Yep.
And just maybe talk us through that.
Yeah. I remember going into that 3K. I was nervous because I'd never raced well out of altitude.
Yep.
And we came down and it was, not a great race. But I had so much fun.
Yeah, like you did race. Like 9:11 or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't remember what the time was, but could have been worse.
And then, what?
Then did you run a 15:08, or did you then go do that really bad 10K?
Yes. And then I went down after altitude and we did a 10K.
Yep.
And I remember after that 10K, like, do I quit? What's going on? Like, it was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I think you wanted to go do, like, the big debate was like
10K like next weekend.
There was a 5K. No. There was a 5K in Austin a week later.
Yeah, I thought it was a 10K, but yeah.
And you were, there was both. There was another 10K, yep, and you're like, I want to go back and do that 10K, but the weather ended up being like super humid and really slow there, so.
And Jerry had said like, no, that's too soon, let's wait and do a 5K at a sound running meet.
Yep.
And that's where I went 15:08 PR, got the Olympic standard, was super stoked. It was a great race for me. And it was, it was like a race as well where I actually had people to run with. I think some of the races previously, the races were like, the race was like 14:40 or faster, and like that wasn't really in my wheelhouse then.
Okay. And then I think then at that point, then you decided, okay, I'm just going to focus on the 5K for the Olympic trials.
Yeah.
So then you were like, okay. You had a few weeks after that 15:08, and then we went back to another sound running meet. And I think you ran like 15:25 and kind of an off night.
Yeah, and I think, in between there we had decided I wasn't really performing well out of altitude, and I was just kind of getting too, like my bloods were bad out of altitude, like everything kind of got worse. And so we looked at, like what it felt like, and then also the data of, just what was going on. Like my red blood cells were like going down after coming to altitude when they're supposed to go up and stuff like that. And so Jerry and Boulder Track Club, we had kind of decided that I would not go to altitude, and so I stayed down. Everyone else went up to altitude. Peter Bromka was amazing. He was a BTC elite athlete who just trained with me back in Portland, and we had a lot of fun, just doing workouts that I could hit, and workouts that were kind of tailored for me. And then I ran that 5K, wasn't great, and then some of my Bowerman teammates came back down after that and trained with me, Emily, Marielle, Vanessa.
Yep.
So I trained with them for a bit before the trials, and then, at the trials, the 5K, I kind of felt like it was a good race for me. And, at these championship styles races, they finish like the top three in the 5K finished their last mile faster than my mile PR. And so, I was kind of happy with how that race went.
But I think it was pretty nerve-wracking just to see if you could even
make it
to the finals, So you made it to the finals. I don't want to say like quite easily, but like you felt
comfortable,
very comfortable. And then, it was just being at Hayward Field for the 5K final was a super cool experience. And I think, you ended up 9th on the day, but I thought that you raced to the best of your ability, and it was something that you could be really proud about.
Yeah.
Do you feel proud? And then, a few days later, you followed it up with the 10K.
I attempted a 10K.
Yeah, you attempted a 10K.
Super hot. Jerry had said, it's a bad idea, don't do it. But I was very stubborn like I am.
Yep.
This couch is kind of uncomfortable.
So we're kind of in a weird, we're kind of, it's like this would be better to lean back.
But it looks worse.
Okay, so then the 10K at the trials was just,
I didn't finish it.
It was bad.
Emily Sissons just had an amazing race, but I think everyone else kind of blew up, and I think it was just, for me, the third race, hadn't been training for a 10K, and I think that had a lot to do with it as well. Like, I didn't really have any good 10Ks, but I also I'd been doing more 5K training.
So then I'm going to bring up a race that you probably forgot you did.
No, you're going to bring up Peachtree.
There we go.
I remember that one because it was so bad. I went to it and I just mentally was fried. I was kind of over the season.
Okay, so then that was that. And then now that's July 4th. And I think you and I are thinking like next moves. So we went on a road trip, airplane trip all across the country. We're figuring out where we're going to move next.
Yeah, we checked out so many different places.
So we did a whole video series about that.
Yeah.
But we were speed dating a bunch of cities.
We were. And I remember from the beginning I said, we're not even going to fly or drive to Boulder because I don't like Boulder. We're not moving there. And we had gone to every single place, and then at the end you're like, let's just go to Boulder for like a few days. And we went, and I was like, fine.
And then you really fell in love with it.
Yeah, I just, after seeing the other places, I still want to be where my family is, but I think it's, this is a great place, and we're kind of being tricked this year. Yeah, so we moved here to Boulder, and we've been tricked because there's been like no snow. Which is my highlight. Probably not like you would like to go. A lot of people like to go skiing, and Stanley wants snow, but it's been just beautiful for training.
It's been unbelievable. So, we've had a really fantastic fall. I feel like.
Yeah. So I switched coaches.
Yeah.
To Bobby McGee, and that's just been. I've had so much fun just working out, and I've been learning a ton. I feel like
To talk about Bobby.
Every time. We do drills every week, which is something that I kind of had missed, like technique and drills and all those things, because I never really ran. I just kind of went from, I did like 2 years in college, kind of running, and then, went straight into triathlon, and we never really focused on my running. And so we've been doing a lot of that, and I just feel like every time, every session with Bobby, I'm learning something, and I feel like I've really seen improvement, and just, I'm excited for that.
No, and it's been beautiful. I've been telling people, these are, you're in the towards the end of your career, but to see how excited you and Bobby are to train together, it's been really, really. I haven't been able to go to as many sessions as that I would love to have gone to, but every time I go, I just feel so blessed to see you two, and it's been a really, really nice experience for me to witness just two people. I love to see people doing what they love for work, and it's clear that you two both love your job, and that's something that's really, really inspiring and motivating to be around. So,
and shout out to Evan Schwartz.
Shout out to Evan Schwartz.
Who's been training with me here.
And the Matt Fox for documenting it.
Yeah.
So I think.
Yeah, we switched. So I switched What?
Can we just kind of give like a little tease of our house situation?
That's what I wanted to talk about.
But just really briefly, because I want to do a separate video about the whole process with that.
Okay, so we've been looking for a place. You do it then if you want to.
Well, no, I was talking about selling our house on Zillow.
Oh.
So we sold our house to Zillow in Portland, and we were like this, it was this mad dash to get everything out of our house. Because we're like, once we made up our mind, we're like, let's go, let's just get out of here and be done. And then you, me, and Stanley did a 3-day road trip from Portland to Boulder. Yep. And so I think, we're gonna talk about our house sale and then our house purchase again in another video.
But we've been looking for a place. We actually put an offer in on a place. It got accepted, which is kind of like a miracle in this industry, and we're in Boulder right now, and we had to terminate it. We just had some things in the inspection that didn't go well. So and then since then there's been like 1 or 2 houses that have come out on the market, like nothing. So I think now we spent the first couple months here trying to decide where exactly we want to live, and I think we kind of know like where exactly we want to live now. So now it's just kind of a waiting game until some houses become available. But we're in a great location right now in a rental. And landlords are just amazing. Let us kind of go month to month. And
yeah, couldn't be any better.
Stanley started a new school. He definitely was. He talks about Portland a lot, and why he doesn't. It's hard for him to understand exactly why we moved, but he's finally, really immersing himself, and we've really enjoyed the school that he's in.
Yeah. And there's, like in Boulder, there's just all kinds of activities. So, Gwen.
And then I did a 5K, the U.S. Champs 5K.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, we're going back to your races. Did the U.S. Champs 5K.
Yep. First race with Bobby.
First race with Bobby, 6th place.
Yep.
Thought that was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. It was really good for me.
Really great. And then your most recent race, U.S. Half Marathon Champs. Now, I mean, I thought you were going to have a great race there. I think you thought that too, but just give us, I know you just did this video, so you don't need to go into it a lot,
yeah.
But you've mentally recovered from that race?
Oh, yeah. I've reflected and, just a lot of things. I wasn't focusing really on racing that race. And I think that was kind of a big issue with it. And just logistically, we're tweaking some things. And I'm excited to race again.
I thought 2021 was a beautiful year.
A lot of changes.
My business kind of went a little bonkers in a good way.
Yeah.
Which has been really
exciting.
exciting.
Talk about that?
No. Everything's beautiful.
I think you should.
Well, you can ask me questions. Just try not to drop name. Don't name drop.
I don't know how was your business this year? I
thought my business was great. How do you think it was? I mean, I've got amazing clients. They're doing amazing things in all the stuff that they're doing, and I'm super, super blessed to be working with the athletes and the team that I have.
Yeah.
And then thinking about 2022, we got to buy a house.
We'd like to buy a house, yes.
We'd like to buy a new minivan.
Well, we want
we need all-wheel drive.
We need all-wheel drive. I mean, there's been no snow, but everyone says there's going to be snow, and so I kind of want an all-wheel drive. I'm terrified of driving to begin with, and so I want to have every tool in my toolbox when I'm out on the road.
Yeah, fair enough. And then, the year ahead, I mean, it just seems like, a lot of great things in the works.
Yeah. So that's kind of the year-end review. I'd kind of say it was like a year of change and a year of 5Ks.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, everything was just kind of like...
It was just crazy. So, well, I had a really nice year with you, honey. It was super fun.
Yes, same. We get to go out to dinner this week, which is like...
Is that tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Which is like a...
Big deal.
A big deal. We never get to go
out
to dinner.
Are you going to pay?
I never bring my wallet. We share finances. That was a weird thing to say.
I know, but I knew that you were never going to bring your wallet. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I love you. That was a super fun year. I can't wait for 2022. But I loved 2021. It was a great year.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the older I get, the more you just kind of like, this is what it is, and you gotta really. I remember, maybe like 10 years ago, people saying like you gotta enjoy when things are good, and I think I finally at an age where like that happens. Like if something good happens, like we really embrace it and we enjoy it and we celebrate it, and if something bad happens, it's like, well, okay, what can we learn and let's move on and not dwell on it. Like life is so cliche. Life is short.
All right, honey. That was that. Thank you.
Bye.